All right, so here's how the myth is supposed to have worked. Our little pilot man, he climbs out of his plane, he walks over. Oh, I think I better hand start this plane. The plane starts to go. Oh, no, I better get out of here. He dives for safety, and the plane travels and starts to go into the victim plane. This myth is looking really, at least physically possible at this point.
The key to determining the speed of the plane lies in working out the distance between the slices. Adam works out that the plane in the picture is punctured every 7 inches.
Perfect. My marks here are matching up to the photo in terms of their spacing on the body of the plane.
If the prop's spinning at 1,500 RPM, how fast does the plane have to be going in order to make slices 7 inches apart?
It would make 4,500 slices per minute. So 4,500 times 7 inches is 31,500 inches. Multiply that, divide that by 12, I get 2,625 feet per minute. Multiply that by 60 for the hours, I get 157,500 feet per hour. Divided by 5,280, the number of feet in a mile, and I get 29.8 miles per hour. A totally reasonable speed for this plane to be traveling at. I can't wait to tell Jamie. He's going to say, well, that's what I was hoping to hear.
That's what I wanted to hear. You know, because if it was 600 miles per hour, there's a problem.
Or 2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So far, the pieces are falling into place. We know a plane can be hand-started. And thanks to Adam's scale cutouts, we know the math stacks up.
The next question is whether the prop itself is capable of making those neat little slices.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything else is lined up, but that's the one remaining bit.
Still to come.
What does it take to slice an airplane to ribbons?
Ready, aim, fire. Meanwhile, another Mythbuster is feeling a little under the gun. Seems a few gremlins have set up shop in the engine. And while Jamie might be a propeller head, he's no aircraft mechanic.
The default is supposed to be out.
That way.
Yeah.
Luckily, this guy is.
Back it up.
His name is Earl Hibbler, and his colleague is propeller specialist Brian Sullivan.
This engine's fixing to become very dangerous. Are y'all ready?
Excellent. You ready?
Yeah. I'm getting there.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Clear. Yep.
Earl and Brian have got that engine purring like a kitten. An asthmatic kitten who's just run the New York Marathon. Adam uses a tachometer to check the propeller's RPM.
Well, that easily made it to 1,500. We actually got up to 2,000 RPM there.
But while the engine starts okay, it just won't keep going.
Get it.
Earl's diagnosis? Dirty fuel injector servos.
I bet servo.
Think we're just pouring fuel on it or no fuel? No.
Yeah, I think it's just pouring fuel.
I don't know whether we have to climb all the way inside of it and try and clean it out, or whether we ought to delay the shoot, but we're definitely running out of time. And this beautiful engine's proving really problematic.
Later, get ready for some cold comfort. Can our castaways spark an inferno using ice? And come fly the crazy skies. The shredded plane is ready for takeoff.
It's crunch time. Literally.
Get it, Brian.
That engine still won't start.
How do you get that steel washer on that? Well, I'm trying to fit Joe right now.
Road?
It's halfway there.
Finally, as darkness descends, a ray of light.
Wow!
It will run good enough to do what they want to do.
Woo!
right, they've got a working engine and a lethally spinning propeller. Now, how are they going to turn half a plane into a realistic target aircraft?
We're going to do that by making a frame out of tube steel. Lots of cutting and welding a little bits. We'll make it so that we can bolt tail end after tail end onto this framework, as well as we'll make this so that we can put appropriate weight on it to simulate what the real target plane would be like.
Soon the guys, looking like a couple of cut-price superheroes, are cutting and welding up a storm.
I love welding. That's why I love welding. You come in the morning and there's just a pile of steel. Leave at the end of the day and there's a bloody airplane.
Well, a rudimentary airplane anyway, complete with wings and landing gear. The whole thing will have to weigh the same as a fully fueled light aircraft, about 2,500 pounds.
What happened?
We need to add... What happened is we need to add some weight up here.
Well, it held.
At the moment, the whole thing weighs just 500 pounds. But after a successful raid on a few local gyms, they find another 2,000 pounds.
We've got a working engine. We've got the fuselage we need. Now we just have to work out how to crash these things into each other without killing ourselves.
Yeah, well, to replicate the actual physics of the real event, we need to make these two devices weigh the same as the planes they represent.
And they've got to travel at like 30 miles an hour. What if we did it on train tracks?
That sounds like a good idea. I think there are some railway areas around here that we could use.
And we just need some kind of railway car platform to put them on.
You got it.
So here's the plan. The engine will be mounted on a railway car. With the engine roaring and the prop spinning at 1,500 RPM, our runaway plane will taxi along the track straight into the target rig.
Here at the Railway Museum, they have what they call service carts, which might be perfect for our needs.
Adam soon finds his shred sled.
Oh, it's perfect. This is perfect.
It's perfect, apparently.
I don't want to motorize this thing. I want it to take off just because the propeller's spinning, just like a real plane would.
Thing is, the rig will need rails to run on and sufficient room to build up speed, say about 1,000 feet. But where on earth is Adam going to find that much railway track just lying around?
This looks like the perfect stuff.
Once again, it's off to that myth-busting mecca, the abandoned naval facility, where there's a tangle of rail line.
Things I really like about it are it's nice and remote. It's not near any other buildings or anything. We can all be way back there when this happens. It's a nice straight shot, which we haven't seen here before. 1,000 feet of straight track.
Coming up, fire from ice, the final fire-starting challenge.
My lens is getting smaller and smaller.
Today's the day the Mythbusters hope to shred a plane. They've got 1,000 feet of track, an aircraft engine welded to a railway cart, and a target plane just waiting to feel the kiss of the propeller blades. Before the mayhem and mania, the mundane, they have to clear the runway for takeoff. But there are rumblings on the chain gang.
Only another 800 feet to go.
Dude, this is gonna get old real fast.
Sorry, I'm already there.
Okay, this is not how they sold this to me. They told me today there's gonna be airplanes and there's gonna be a crash and everything's gonna explode and it's gonna be really cool. The second I got here, Adam handed me a pickaxe and a broom and actually said, put your back into it.
A derailment would spell disaster, and Foreman Jamie isn't happy with the hoeing.
It's the little kind of rough spots that they glazed over. I mean, we got it more or less cleared. We could make the run, but I want to make sure that it's as pristine as it can be because this thing has no shocks. You know, it's going 30 miles an hour and it's steel to steel. We need to have a smooth bed.
If Jamie's a little edgy, it's probably because he's done the math and understands the phenomenal physics involved.
Is that feeling okay, Jamie?
No.
This engine rig weighs 1.5 tons, as much as a real light plane. And it'll be traveling at 30 miles per hour when it hits the target, generating about 800,000